Hey guys, what's up? This video is about remembering to have respect for people that have helped you out. And, if somebody asks you for a small little favor that's not asking for blood, to help them out. Now, here is Guns for Hire. Talked to him on Twitter. Now, about a year ago on the Gun Shop, he did a story on a new cancer science. I do have an interest, and I want you to know what that was because I forgot what it was about. He wrote, why? The views are nothing on them, and all they do is remind me of all the hate not going to happen. Okay, I remember that he had problems with some of his viewers. And I wrote back because some people may have an interest in that story. LOL, laughing out loud. Dude, I'm pretty sure I am not the source people go to for information on cancer. I do agree with them. He's not the source people go to for cancer, but that's where I saw the story, and that's where I remember it. Same as when I see a story on CBS or NBC or one of the other networks, is that's where I go to because I remember the story. It's just like if you read something in a book and you want to recall it, you'll open up that book and try to find that thing or whatever that you saw in the book. Okay, moving on. Told him my uncle passed away and I have an interest in the story. I understand, but it does not substantiate me making my videos public again. There are reputable sites for that info. But the thing is, I don't know what that info was because I forgot what it was called. And he won't tell me what it is. Well, at least tell me what the treatment was or the study, please. As you can see, or the study. Now he writes back, it wouldn't matter if I even did find it. The story I covered were about non-clinical trials, meaning no humans. I would like to know what the study was. So, I mean, it's not that hard to find it. All you have to do is go to YouTube page, do a search for cancer, and then retweet me the article that he did the story on. And I wrote back, lost all respect for you. Well, then unfollow me. Bye. Pretty rude, I would say. Again, like I said, if you want to find a video on somebody's page, all you do is you do a search, and you could have just typed in cancer. I think I only did one, maybe two stories on cancer. Could have found it, found the link in the description box, retweeted it to me. Not really that big of a deal. Okay. Now I want to talk about alternative treatments. Here is Dr. Burzynski, who I believe is Polish, and he came up with an alternative treatment. For whatever reasons, I remember him saying that he could not do it under Soviet control at the time. I think Poland was under Soviet control. Could be wrong, but get some of those countries mixed up. And, whatever. I remember Germany, one side was free and the other side Russia had. So anyway, here is Dr. Burzynski, and if you want to watch these two documentaries, you can just search Burzynski Clinic. There's two of them on YouTube. You can also watch it on Netflix if you want to watch it on the big screen TV set. Now, Dr. Pinsky, when he came to the United States, he developed this alternative treatment. And then for 15 years, the pharmaceutical companies sued him, trying to put him out of business. And the reason why they sued him for 15 years is because they didn't want a competitor out there. Imagine if you're a company who makes chemotherapy. Would you want an alternative treatment to cancer when your industry is a $50 business, $50 billion industry? Of course not. You would lose all that money. So what they did was they tried to sue him for 15 years to shut him down. But get this, they were unsuccessful because this guy was so smart that he knew how to fight the best lawyers that money could buy. Other doctors around the world even supported him. I believe there was a doctor from Harvard that wrote the Harvard Medical Newsletter or BU Newsletter, I can't remember. And they wrote about that he needed some help. He needed $2 million to defend himself, and people just started sending this guy money. And when he went to court, there were hundreds of people outside the courthouse, his patients, that were protesting in his defense. Okay. So if you want to see, you can also type in Burzynski documentary as well. Now here is his clinic right here. I believe this is in Austin, Texas. Really huge clinic for cancer treatment. Now, this cancer treatment costs I think around $60,000, and it's not covered by insurance companies at all. Okay, and you can look at the health system if we're transitioning over. I can't even say the word. Transitioning over to a free healthcare system here in the United States. Well, I don't want to say free. Some people will say it is being paid for by taxes. I'll just say that. But if you go to Canada or England, where they say it's free, they don't have this treatment. They have chemotherapy. Or if you're from a country that let's say we weren't going to get a universal health care system that's going to be put into place. This is still not covered through insurance companies. It doesn't matter if you're from the United States, Canada, or England, or Germany, or Japan. These alternative treatments are not covered, period, at all. That's because these alternative treatments are a threat to the pharmaceutical companies who are making billions of dollars. So when you think about your health care, you also have to think about pharmaceutical companies and the profits that they make. Doesn't matter if it's paid or free, like up in Canada or England or Japan, where they do have free health care. And I know there's people here in the United States who will say, is it free, is it not, it's taxpayers, whatever, call it whatever you want. But it doesn't matter. You're getting screwed at both ends of the sticks no matter what country you live in. So moving on. Now here is a girl who went to Dr. Burzynski, and she is sitting next to Lance Armstrong, and this is a CNN story. Again, this isn't some scam or anything like that I'm trying to show you. So I have a vested interest in alternative treatments and cancer studies. I wanted to know about it. Here was a local news story that they did about Burzynski or whatever. Now here is somebody who I actually know by the name of Billy Best. Billy Best was a teenager. I believe he was around 15 years old, was doing chemotherapy, didn't like it, ran away from home, went from Massachusetts, I believe, all the way down to Texas. His family got on national TV. They said, please come home. You don't have to do chemotherapy. We'll look for an alternative treatment. Up in Canada, some hospitals or some doctors do offer an alternative treatment. One of them is 714X. It's a shot you need to take. And the other one is a very simple alternative, and it's Essiac tea. Billy sells it on his website. You can get it from other places as well. It basically just cleans your system. Now here is the lady who developed this tea, and she's a Canadian doctor or researcher, or whatever you want to call her. I forget if she's a doctor or a researcher. She developed this tea, and it cured a lot of people. But again, too many people know about this tea, and they can't really sue her, or they wouldn't promote it because they would lose too much money in chemotherapy and all this other stuff. But they can't sue her because it's natural. But their way of not promoting it is not talking about it. So that's that. Now I want to talk about Billy Best. If you guys think that even what he's talking about is a scam, CBS News did a story on Billy Best, which you can read, and ABC News did a story on him. Okay. Now here is a girl, I believe she's 15 years old, a teenager, probably an Einstein, maybe even smarter than Einstein. I don't really know. I mean, that's pretty high in the smart category. Maybe she is a little bit smarter than Einstein. Maybe she's a lot smarter than Einstein. But the point I'm trying to make is she came up with a cancer treatment that works really well. You take a special pill that has some stuff in it, and it attaches onto the cancer cells, and then you use a laser, and that stuff that attaches to the cells burns the cancer cells. It doesn't leave any scars in your body with the laser. You don't even feel it, I guess. Maybe you'll feel a little, maybe your skin gets a little warm or something like that. I don't even think we're going to see this treatment come come to light. And you know, I remember this being on TV. And I think I don't know what school she goes, Caltech. I mean, she's a real smart kid. But, you know, it'll probably be swept under the rug for big business. And there was also another alternative cancer treatment that was very similar to hers. Hers uses a laser. Now, I'm not sure if the medication is the same or different, but this one uses sound waves, basically does the same thing, activates that stuff that connects to the cancer cells, and then you know, burns them or something like that. So I was very interested in these alternative treatments because I'm very interested in what the government is doing with these alternative treatments, and you know what they're doing. And I want to follow some of the court cases and look into some of this stuff because I do believe the government is screwing people from getting better. Now, I do want to quickly point out that cancer treatments are not cures. They're treatments. Some treatments may work on some people, but may not work on another person. So that's why they always give, you know, that's why they'll say, you know, you have a percentage, you know, of living of this or so. You know, and I left, you know, my tweets are on my Twitter channel, whatever. But Guns for Hire, I lost a lot of respect for you. Wasn't asking for money or anything like that. So yeah, not a fan of you anymore. Later, guys. And anyway, guys, you know, there's also another treatment for cancer that other people have talked about. It's called raw foods, and it's about cleansing your system out really good. I know there's clinics. There's a clinic in Florida that does that. I forget the name of it. But just type in raw foods cancer treatment. There's some raw food clinics in, I believe, Florida. I think there's one in Virginia or Georgia or something like that. But once again, guys, I'm out. Take it easy. Bye.